So when I'm saying, what if money is not a problem? You are. It's all the image of you that you created in comparison to the value of money. When you value yourself with how much money you have, you are always putting yourself in less, in lacking of. And there is no connection between money and your value.
Welcome to the BaggageBe-Gone Healing Hearts and Minds podcast. Welcome back to BaggageBe-Gone. Today I'm thrilled to welcome back a special guest, Sharona Hadar. If you tuned in to our last conversation, you will remember we had a powerful discussion about love relationships and how the energy we carry shapes our connections. This time, we are shifting gears to another area where energy plays a huge role, money and abundance. Just like love, our beliefs and subconscious patterns shape our financial reality. So, Sharona Hadar Houri joining us from Israel. She is a mom, a wife, life coach, feng shui expert, and she has a book that I love. It talks about abundance there, but she created the 5 keys empowering people to reshape their reality. There is another book that I have here, and it's talk about infinite choices questions that teaches how to unlock personal growth through powerful questioning techniques. She blends energy work, mindset work, and holistic practice to help to create abundance in all areas of life. And today she's back to help us break through the money blocks and shift into true abundance. I'm so excited for this conversation because I know firsthand how transforming your money mindset can change not just your finances, but your entire life. So welcome back, Sharona.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm so enthusiastic only from the way you you presented me here. So thank you very much. This is me. What else is possible?
Yes, yes, yes. And I learned so much from you. So I thought this conversation will be great. I was talking to my virtual assistant, and he's like, it's tax day, tax day. The energy, it's like different when they just mention the word tax. So I said, how about we bring Sharona to talk about how to unlock this key to money and what did that mean to you and how did you discover the key in your own life?
Uh, the key. Discover the key. I always tell my students, that the distance between them and success is only one point of view. Okay? Only one point of view can makes your life a disaster with money and everything, okay? And if you shift one point of view, everything can change, okay? So let's take a deep breath, okay? And even if we're not going to find this point of view in this conversation, no worries, there's hope, okay? There's only one point of view each time that creates the separation from what you are really willing to have and your sensation or feeling in your body of lack. So let's start. Can we start the game? You want to play?
I'm ready for any game you have to present. I'm ready.
So let the game begin, okay? So if you want to talk about money, first of all, we have to confess, okay, about the greatest lie that control us. The word lack. Everybody feels that they are lacking of money, not enough money, okay? Or even if they have money, they are afraid of losing their money and they need to hold the money. And the source of motivation is to prove themselves that they are not lacking of it, okay? And when we want to prove that we can achieve it and have it and create it, okay, we are not really in the trust that we can have it. Because everything that we need to prove, it means that we don't really believe that we can have. So first of all, what is the source of motivation that motivate people to gain money? Sorry about my English. It will take me a little time to adjust from Hebrew to English, okay? So the source of motivation is lacking of. And this is the greatest lie. Because if you look at my glass, do you remember? I think we talked about it last time. And I will ask you how much water and how much empty you can see in my glass or in your glass, okay? And most people will say that, I don't know, a quarter lacking of, or three quarters you have water, or whatever. Everybody will give me his own point of view. And everybody that gives me the point of view of amount is wrong, because this glass is always full. And when the glass is always full, there is no really lacking of. Okay. So the glass is always full with water and energy. Okay. So, what if I would tell you that any lack of money that you feel or anybody else feels, it means that you are resisting receiving the energy of money, because you feel or you think that you are lacking of the material money. Okay. But there is no lack, everything is energy. So instead of pushing yourself to the edge until you will create money and you will have money and everything will be okay and you will have enough money for yourself, for your kids, and etc. Okay. Instead of that, what if every day you will ask, money, what energy of money I am resisting to receive? And when you will choose to be this energy of money, you will see that the energy of money will attract it to you much more easier than going to work, doing your 9 hours, 10 hours, 16 hours of work. So, what if you are not lacking of money? You just have a resistance to receive it. That's it.
You talk a lot about this resistance. So, what would you say to the people who feel like they're doing all the right things, but still struggling financially because they don't get the, like you said, the material money? What hidden blocks, misconception, limiting belief, patterns might be this
First of all,
them stuck?
First of all, to admit that they are in resistance. Everybody tell me, but I really want money. I do everything to receive, to have it. I'm going to work. I'm going to all these workshops, and I was working on money. You created money as a problem, not as a possibility. And when you try to solve your problems with money, you put your focus on the money, and focus always enlarger it, not shrinking it. So first of all, admit that you are in resistance. Otherwise, you would have it. That's it. It's simply as that. And then you can ask, what am I resisting to receive that created this lack of money? What kind of resistance do I have? And most of the resistance, okay, most of the point of view against money, it's not even yours. So I will ask you, okay, Tammy, because it's a live session. Otherwise, it's not theoretical knowledge, okay? It's a live session. So I'm going to ask you, look at your money situation, even if it's good, okay? Take a deep breath and ask, what resistance do I have that created this amount of money and not more? Truth.
Truth, emet, what's the resistance I created? Mine being otzma, being greater than I can be. Oftentimes, the word otzma, I took your course, I listened to your podcast, your books, and again, this word otzma comes. My money thoughts, limiting beliefs came from my parents. So I often ask myself, is it yours or your parents? It's my mom and my dad. I had rich dad, mom that had a poor mindset. So I often had this resistance. Do I do more or I do less? I learned to balance it through working with you. And we were in the middle of purchasing a house in Israel. And while I was taking your course, I realized that I have resistance to close the deal because I was so afraid to own and be more responsibility, more and more and more. And when I walked through all these steps, some magic happened and the deal closed because I gave it away. The resistance that wasn't mine, even it
Okay.
was being more responsibility, being
So,
taking more than I can handle.
okay. So basically, you are the miracle. Okay, and you see how much it is so much ease. It's only a point of view that you needed to destroy and uncreate, and the miracle is already here. So I'm very happy that you gave your example because people could see that it's only a point of view. Okay, only a point of view. Now, I want to refer to the word that you said, otzma, okay? That your resistance is to be otzma with money. Otzma is your strength, it's more than strength, it's your greatness, it's your power, okay? So look at your resistance and see how much it's stupid, right? You cannot find logic in stupidity. So stop, try it. Okay, it belonged to my mother, it belonged to my father, she came from a poor house, he came from a rich house. Okay, none of it really matters. Stupidity is still stupidity. A story is just a story. Okay, so when I'm asking you who does that belongs to, and you refer it to your parents, you have to ask yourself one question. Okay, were they rich and happy? And if the answer is no, so why the fuck are you still trying, okay, to mimic them? So send it back to the sender, okay, with consciousness. This is not your life. It's not your point of view to solve, okay? And actually, all of your point of view take your power away from you because it's only a story and it's not even yours. So, in order to release this resistance, pretty easy as you learn, right? First of all, you need to admit that you are in resistance. Okay? Most people say, nah, stop the bullshit of your new age thing. I'm not resisting anything. I really do want money. But they don't pay attention to the words they say. I really do want money. It means that now I don't have, or I don't have enough. And when you say that you are lacking of now, okay, which is a lie because you're not lacking of something, nothing. You just had the resistance to receive it, okay? You duplicate the lacking of.
It goes back to what you're saying over and over. Admit and also pay attention to your words because you create your reality with your words. I just wanted to mention it because you're
Yes.
big on asking questions and admitting, taking 100% responsibility for whatever happening in your life, and watching your words because the way we think activate the way we talk and the way we actually bring to fruition our actions.
It's actually, it's not action because you don't really do nothing. It's the message that you send to the universe. And if your message is not heart, okay, heart and mouth synchronize, you because you say you want money, but you have resistance to receive it, okay? So the universe doesn't really know what you want. And until you are allowing yourself to say, I'm releasing this resistance and I'm choosing it, try to listen to the words, choosing to be it, okay? Unless you be willing to be the energy of what you want, you will never have it.
So, how do you shift people with this stupidity mindset from seeing money as a burden obligation to actually welcoming it with lightness, pleasure, and ease, because this is one of the wording that you use: lightness, pleasure, and ease. Oneg, it's the pleasure, lightness, lilut. Throughout all your keys, you're talking about this wording. It's hard. Money doesn't grow on trees.
I can gift it to you in one word, okay? But nobody will perceive it because it takes time to shift yourself from conclusions and point of view to questions. So I will leave this word to the end and I'll see if it will be kind to gift it to you, okay? But we try now in this conversation to give the magic away, but magic is not something that you can comprehend. Magic is something that you have to choose to be in order to receive it. So I will try to gift you as much as I can, but it's not up to me. It's up to you to receive it, okay? So we have to start from the beginning. Seeing something as a problem is the problem. In my world, which, as I told you in the last conversation, until the age of 45, all of my life is solving problems. This was my job, okay? Solving problems to my family, solving problems to my 5 daughters, solving the problems of my husband, solving problems to my clients when I was facilitating them when they were building their houses, solving problems to the contractors, to the engineers, to everybody. I was called the bulldozer, okay? There was not a problem that I couldn't solve. But, and there's a big but here, when you are trying to solve problems, okay, you solve one problem, that's it, you are happy. No, your mind takes you to the other problem to solve. So it's not the issue of the problems, it's the choice to prove that you can solve it. Now, who created the problems? Your point of view, your subconscious. And your subconscious doesn't have the interest to solve your problems because for your subconscious, this is easy. He knows it. It's a habit. And what he knows, okay, even if it's a shitty life, it will duplicate. So all of your life, when you try to solve the problems of money, you actually couldn't see the possibilities that was out there for you because you called it a problem with money. So, first of all, my world is not about solving problems anymore. My world is about what else is possible here, possibilities. Okay? So when you follow the possibilities, every possibility makes it possible. Every possibility makes everything possible because it's like a gate that opens up every second to a different reality for you to choose. So first of all, stop look at money as a problem and use the questions that I gifted you, okay? As what resistance do I really have to receive money, okay? Or what energy of money I'm resistant to receive. And I will give you an example. Once I was asked to drive to Tel Aviv. I live in Maccabim, which is halfway between Jerusalem and Tel Aviv. And Tel Aviv is very jammed city. Sunday morning is the most jam, most traffic. And I was asked to drive to South Tel Aviv, which is even more worst with the vehicle. I was agreeing to go to give them my proposal to renovate 1,500 meters. It was worth it to me to drive. But my point of view about driving to Tel Aviv gave me like the shivers. I was shrinking inside, and any tool that I used, I wasn't really enthusiastic about it, to tell you the truth. Now I was arranging myself, 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm opening the door of my home, and there's a messenger or delivery man with a huge sunflower bouquet. I thought maybe my husband has a new, how do you say it, מעריצה, admirer. Okay, I don't know. I don't know. But I read the note, and it was from one of my clients wanting to thank me for what I did for them. Okay, so you can imagine when I received this bouquet, my heart was exploding with enthusiastic and wow. Okay, so I drove to Tel Aviv with this wow energy. And when I met the manager, he after I was like explaining how what's the benefit that he will have, including feng shui in his in design, he stopped me after 10 minutes and said, "You know, I called you here to see who is the chutzpanit, the chutzpah, that gave me the highest offer, and you're not really an architect or home designer, Western, you are Chinese. But I don't know who you are or from where you came from, but I'm taking you. I want your energy with me." So if I would have driven to this appointment with the energy that I was when I thought about driving to Tel Aviv, would I have received this job, this like couple of, a lot of money in this offer? No. So what does my client gave me? She gave me her thankful, right? Enthusiastic from what I gifted her. Okay. And her enthusiastic made my heart like blow with enthusiasm. And the reason this man took me to renovate his offices, it wasn't because of my degrees or my profession or my money or my experience. Okay, it's in spite of it he chose to pick me out of a line of really, really important architects in Israel. So, what if money is not the problem? You are.
You meaning our thoughts, the way we perceive money, the way we translate money when you.
You are, because you are a goddess. Okay? You really are, you truly are a goddess. Okay? A goddess, a god doesn't have any problems. So when I'm saying, what if money is not a problem? You are. It's all the image of you that you created in comparison to the value of money. When you value yourself with how much money you have, you are always putting yourself in less, in lacking of. And there is no connection between money and your value. There is no connection because you cannot summarize how much God worth.
I love when you say investing in our own true value. What it means, how does that translate into financial abundance? When you say you're the investment, like the body is a temple that we are own and it's our greatest investment. How does caring for ourselves physically, energetically, can influence our financial success? Because I felt that. Like, because your last key in the course and in the book was about, first of all, you did the mindset, the reality, and then there was the body
But you
sexualness.
said,
The word sexualness, I love the word.
hey, don't tell all my secrets.
Yeah. You talking about that. We are our greatest investment. So I started teaching my daughters how to love their body. So how me caring about my body and my think influence my finances?
So thank you very much because I didn't know how to jump from first grade of magic to a professor, to a doctorate, to be a doctor of
Have
money.
your
And
back. Have your back.
so you helped me to fly over this gap, okay? Because I told you there is one word that can shift everything for everybody. In Hebrew, it's much stronger. So I will say it in Hebrew and then I will translate it, okay? The word in Hebrew is truma.
Contribution.
No, I know. Yeah, but in Hebrew, when you say truma, when you shift the letters, you also have tmura. Okay, so if you want to live your life based on investing in your own value, okay, and not in the value of points of view of others, okay, this word will shift your mind. And I will explain it now in English. The whole idea is allowing yourself to see yourself as a contribution, not donation. Contribution. Now, if you contribute to others, it means that you already know your value. And when you will be willing to contribute to others, okay, you are going to be contributed, right? Contributed without effort. And there is no beautiful word for that in English as in Hebrew, okay? So the whole idea is when you invest in you, in what enlarge, what expands your heart, to sense this enthusiasm, okay, when you invest in choices, not in money, in choices that expands your heart, and you choose it, you already value in yourself the contribution that you contributing to the world rise up with you with no effort, with no extra effort, only by your choice to invest in you. And then as I leave my hands like this, it also leaves your hands open to receive from all the world. So in Hebrew, it's much more easier to comprehend. So I will have to explain a little bit about the quantum entanglement. Okay. So if you will perceive this idea, it will be much more easier for you to choose life of only investing in you. And it does not make you selfish. It does not make you egoist, okay? It makes you you. And what if you are the gift that the universe asked and received? And I'm saying the opposite. If you are not gifting the world what you find enthusiastic in you, okay, this is selfishness. This is living the gifts that you received only to yourself. So when you are allowing yourself to contribute others, it already means that you value yourself. And then your value is the value for others to value themselves. Okay? And when you will stop asking other people to validate you and you will validate yourself, your contribution in the world will just go outward like a lighthouse without you even working for it. So how you can comprehend it in a bit, perceive it. The quantum entanglement shocked the science world, right? Because until quantum was found, everybody thought, and Einstein, the great Jewish mind, found that the smallest part is an atom, okay? Now, Einstein, which was a really, really smart person, when before he died, he said, everything I found is hevel avalim, is stupid. Okay, leave everything I taught you behind, because when they found out the idea of quant, which is smaller than atom, they realized that it doesn't work under any physical law. The only thing that quantum entanglement work is your point of view. You think about something and the whole universe reprogramming itself and brings it to you. Okay, so if you will perceive this as an axioma, I'm not arguing with it. I know that everything that I'm asking, the universe will bring it like 10 times godzillions. So I'm not investing in the outcome, Because when we are investing in the outcome, we can only receive what we thought about before, which is like promille, we are like nothing, we are dust here. So when will be investing in you, in your choices, to receive greater, okay, to be, to experience as something that is already here, the universe will support you and will always bring you greater, because you are asking for, we call it like an X, you ask for one thing, and the universe will bring you everything that connected to the frequency that you asked for. So when you are be willing to be a contribution to the world, you gift yourself to the world will honor you back. I don't know if it's in English sounds like in Hebrew. So you heard me in Hebrew, you heard me in English. Tell me if you perceive the energy of what I was trying to explain.
I think you made it very clear. And the basic of it is to be open to the gift with the awareness that I can bring whatever I think into my life. It's my responsibility. If something is in my life, I created that. And if I don't like it, there is a resistance. That's why I don't get the abundance that I actually think I need. So to question, is it to have the awareness? I created that through my thoughts. Does it belong to me? To let go of the resistance of it and to understand that we are so powerful, godlike people, that every thought, even like Einstein said, it can be stupid, but we create the stupidity if we repeat that. And that's why we are not where we want to be. We made it, we chose to stay small because somehow our subconscious mind feels safe in this place and we're just repeating it again and again.
Mhm.
Because as I hear you often talking about, there is no time and obligation, that because those are our limitation. We limit ourselves with time and with the limiting beliefs that actually not letting us to see the opportunities. You always talk about, let's just think about what's most possible, which is bringing more opportunities that can expand our heart. So how can people start making choices that actually expand their heart rather than restrict them, and therefore they can even become more contribution and bring their gifts that can make them make more money without that feeling about the outcome. Oh, I'm selling this, let me make this amount. And your thought is like, what's more possible, and I did your trick while I was on vacation. For the first time in my life, I was this weekend on a vacation, and I said, you know what, I took you with me, like I often take you with me. You gifted me this book, so I took this book with me. And I have a photo that I was on a treadmill looking at this gorgeousness outside. And I took your other book with me. This is your course. I just printed all the paperwork. And I did this trick. I said, I have an app that I time every 5 minutes, everything that I do. Let me just, this 4 or 5 days I'm out, just focus on what I love, opportunities. There is no time. I'm limitless. And be with this open mindset. And I want to tell you, the craziest thing that happened was that I got new clients. In my practice, I help people to release mental and emotional baggage from the subconscious mind, the root cause. And I asked them for full price. I raised my pricing after we talked because I realized that I'm not actually asking for what I want to expand my heart. I'm asking for what I think they can afford. And this shifted for me a lot. Miracles that happen that oftentimes we look only on money. My daughters, I have two daughters that are in their 20s. For the first time, I took them to gym since they were 6 years old. First time they agreed to be next to me in this gorgeousness, in this beautiful place, work out next to me. almost every single day, something that never happened. They resisted me because I allowed the resistance to evaporate and just be
Mhm.
in this space without rules, without limitations, without time, without knowing everything, and just open to possibilities. And every time a stupid thought came up, I said to myself, this is what it is. This is just what it is. This is me. So what? What's more possible? And that's what, for me, if I don't count money as experiences and I just look at experience, this was million times more than any money in the world. And at the end of the trip, I said I had the best trip ever. And things happen. There is nothing is perfect all the time. And I enjoyed your presence. And one of my dreams came true, which to be next to you girls. There were no conflicts. There were no fights during this trip. Girls, the bickering, because I let them be themselves without my stupid ideas that I'm as a mom can control, manage, and know better about them. So, and this is something that I learned through your teaching. I think
Thank you. I'm saying sorry, but I'm not really apologizing. So basically, that's the whole idea. The resistance is only a habit of your mind because he knows it, so he duplicates it. And actually, every resistance, it's the third law of Newton, every resistance only can create back the same resistance. So when we are in resistance, we are in a loop and it is cannot be solved. There is no solution to resistance, only to receive that everything that happens happened because you asked. And everything that you asked for happened. And that's it. Stop arguing with the past. Receive it as a choice, a word, unaware choice that you chose in the past, and now choose different. You ask me how to shift it? This is the way it is. Stop arguing with the situation of lacking of money. Stop trying to prove yourself that you can have money, okay? Because a person that need to prove that he can have something doesn't really believe that he deserve it. So stop proving yourself through work, through solving problems, to fighting over money with your spouse, with your kids, with everybody. Stop. Everything that actualizes in your life, you ask for it. Everything that you ask actualize in your life. That's it. And I'm doing it with the sentence process that I taught you. This is what it is. Look at your situation with money, okay? Say, this is what it is. This is only what it is. This is not going to change. So what? This is what it is. This is only what it is. It's not going to change. So what? Repeat after me, okay? This is what it is. This is not going to change.
so what?
So what? Take a deep breath and then ask what else is possible.
What's more possible to be better than that?
Greater, not better.
Bigger.
When we are going into better, it's into comparison, okay? So what else is possible? And how does it get any greater than that? How does it get any greater than that? It's a little bit different in Hebrew and in English. So it took me half a year to translate my first book into English. Because why half a year? And I wrote it in 1 month and a half. It's because I argued with my translator about I needed to find the the energy of the words that it will fit. Because in Hebrew, in many words, you just switch the letters and you perceive the healing that you can receive, okay? Because your translation of the word stuck you into this point of view. So it wasn't easy for me to find all the words in English. So the whole idea is stop arguing with the reality that you created, perceive, receive it as this is what it is, okay? And open yourself to other possibilities while asking. the question that I gifted you. What else is possible here? What energy of money am I resisting to receive? And when the awareness pops up in 2 seconds, okay, look at the awareness of, this I'm not willing to receive. I'm willing to receive it. I don't care. I'm going to receive it. Just play with it, okay? Receive the resistance, and you will have everything that the resistance stuck you in, okay? So it's actually very simple, much more simpler than to live with your point of view. Everything that you are making important, take your power. It means that it's more important than you are. And nothing is more important than you are to this universe. You are the change, you are the gift. So when you invest in yourself with the choices that expands your heart, you can ask, oh, if I will choose that, if I will choose to invest in this choice, what it would create. And follow only choices that expands your heart. Now, I know that it sounds not easy, but tell me something. Does it easier to live with your problems? So, what if the only thing that you need to change is your language? From conclusions and point of view to questions. And I'm gifted because I received 5 keys. Give me yourself to 5 meetings of 4 hours. You will receive 5 keys, okay, that will unlock any mindset of survival, and will allow you to perceive, know, and receive abundance without even working for it, only changing and shifting your point of view. That's it.
And I'm testament of it. I usually try on myself things that I pass on because I don't want just to do the talk. I really want to come with my heart because people feel it. So I went through your course, and I will say you're in Israel, so there was a time difference. It was 11 p.m. until 3 a.m. Some of the keys I was awake the whole night. Some of them I watched again and again later on Zoom. It's effective no matter what you do, because if you understand the concept, is you can unlock a whole world. And I want to tell you, for me, help was helpful also with my relationship with my husband, because I usually resist him because we think differently. I think with energy, he thinks with numbers and money, and he can tell you on the dot how much he owns, how much he has, and I'm like la 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 la. I was always like that. So now that I was learning this question, this language, new language, I started understanding that each one of us have gifts, and it's beautiful to be different. There is nothing wrong or right about it, just who we are. And I stopped proving myself. So
Nice.
lately, he tells me how much he loves me. Something that I had to work hard to get that by doing and doing and doing and accomplishing. And now I'm like, because I
What else is
to prove,
possible? Huh?
yeah,
So when you, it's not to understand, okay? It's to perceive. It's the knowing, okay? That you trying to understand the magic, what makes you, it makes you slow. It's slowly as you're perceiving it, you're receiving it, okay? You can receive it like that. Now, I want to summarize what you just said, okay? What if money, relationships, people around you, they are all, okay, part of the script that you wrote? And when you are resisting to receive them, they have to resist you back. So, what if the only thing that you need is to tear away this script, receive everything, know that everything is just an interesting point of view, and everybody's right from their point of view, and follow your heart, follow what is true for you. And this is something I'm so sorry to say. You need to learn it, you need to perceive it. It's stupid that we need to learn and perceive it. This is our natural state, but we forgot it. We need to unblock ourselves, okay, from the definitions of our subconscious. Now, instead of going problem solving, which will never end, okay, we just choose different. That's why it is so easy and it's so effective about all the people around us without them taking the class. It's only you, the director, the writer, the scripter, that choose different and it affects everybody else.
Do you have people that resist your learning? Because I was thinking it sounds like too good to be true and magical.
Listen, of course, most of the universe is still resisting. Otherwise, they would join my classes like that. But it's growing, you know. It's like a muscle that I am also working on myself to perceive, know, and receive greater. And then the universe will follow. I'm not worried. And that's why I never take something as personal. If somebody will say, after the first key, the key to the reality, most people are shocked, okay? Shocked to realize that they live in such a bullshit mind, bullshit life. And some people, for them, it's really hard to receive it, okay? So when very little, like more than 500 people took my class in the last 3 years, maybe 5 or 6 gave up, okay? In earlier time when I was facilitating feng shui, I would take it to my heart if people will tell me that they are not connected or whatever. Now I say, I allow the stupid to die stupid, you know? I live the dream. You can continue dreaming. And I know that the only resistance that they activate, it's towards themselves. Okay? So nothing is personal. And I hope, I put in my whole heart open up here, that more of the people will use me like you and will use me in a way of like you asking me questions. Use me and I will be happy to facilitate this change because suffer is just a story.
Suffering is a story.
Suffering, yeah. It's just a story. We didn't come here to suffer, to prove, to out create our challenges and problems. No, we came here to receive. Okay, we came to receive ourselves and gift ourselves to others. When we are not receiving ourselves, okay, how can other people will receive us too?
Absolutely. I'm enjoying this is a incredible conversation, Sharona. Thank you so much. And I hope this episode gave some clarity and tools to start shifting our mindset and energy around money. I want to ask you, how can our listeners, viewers find you?
First of all, I have my book in English in Amazon. You can follow Sharona Hadar Houri, okay? And we will put a link for my book in English. If you, and also there's 10 episodes of Waking Up with Sharona in English in my podcast. I'm sorry, there is no more, but maybe we will create more in English as well. So we will put a link, and if you read Hebrew or listen to Hebrew, there's hundreds of episodes in YouTube and in Facebook, and also you can read it in Hebrew. I have more books, but the only my first book is translated to English, so the next will follow. So thank you.
Shona, I will put all the links in our show notes, like I did with all your.
And you can also call me in WhatsApp or Messenger and ask me questions. I will be more than happy to facilitate you to receive more ease in this life.
For sure. Thank you so much. This was an incredible conversation. I'm looking forward for the next one and see what's more possible. And God willing, more
Yes.
gifts, and see what's more possible, God willing. Thank you so much, Sharona.
Thank you for inviting me. I hope my English would be clear enough to perceive the energy. Remember that the first language is energy. So allow yourself to receive energy, more energy, and you will receive more money. It follows. Money always follow enthusiasm and happiness. So be happy with yourself, and the money will follow.
Love it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. From my heart to your heart. Thank you.
If you're curious and want to dive deeper, you are in the right space. I ask you to look within for all the things that you want to do, be, and have. Join me at the BaggageBe-Gone Healing Hearts and Minds podcast with new episodes every Wednesday as we discover the path towards healing and transformation.